So why would we spend? So by the way, I don't even know how long time this is going to take. Why would we spend 1 hour, 2 hours to talk about hydrogen? Why would we do this? Well, as Ananda Bosman, he pointed out in some of his research, and this is stuff he found out a long time ago, and this is information he got a long time ago. But basically, he's saying that 90% of the universe is like 90% of all the atoms in the universe is a hydrogen atom, and so it's a pretty essential building block of life, right? So 92% of the atoms in your body is a hydrogen atom. So 92% of all the atoms in your body is a hydrogen atom. 90% of all the atoms in the universe is a hydrogen atom. There is not 1 square centimeter in the universe that is not full of hydrogen. And also every single star in the universe is a hydrogen star. So basically, we are talking about stars, including our sun, is the seed of life. They are seeding life. And what are they? And I think it's Nassim Haramein, he talks about that what we're seeing when we're looking at a star is the event horizon. And I mean, black holes has not been proven without like as a fact yet, but Nassim Haramein believes in black holes, and he believes that the suns, the stars, is a event horizon of a black hole, and what you see is the event horizon, the result of it, and then all this hydrogen is coming out, and so that's how he's explaining it. There's another explanation when you go into the cosmology of the electric universe. So I don't know who is right and wrong. All I know is that there's a lot of energy being released in our stars. Let's just talk about our sun for a long time, all the time. And so that this energy is coming from somewhere. And when then this energy is being emitted out, what happens is that science in Patrick Flanagan, he talked about he gave me this speech one day on the porch, and I wish I have it on video, where basically in overall terms, he said that the sun is emitting hydrogen, which turns into light. And so light and hydrogen is traveling together, and light is actually moving in a spiral movement towards the earth. It's not a straight line, it's a spiral movement. And in this spiral movement, he explained to me that the hydrogen atoms are rearranging themselves in a sacred geometric pattern. And this sacred geometric pattern is actually in the same pattern as this Sri yantra you're seeing up there. So basically, when you're laying in the sun, when you go in the sun and you are getting the sunlight on your body, you're actually getting the sacred geometric patterns of the sun, and the sun is getting this information from the center of the galaxy. So you're actually being imprinted with hydrogen and light, photon information of cosmic information. You can call it the Akashic records, etc. And so you are getting harmonics on a cellular level. That's why it's so healthy to be in the sun, and don't listen to anybody who's going to tell you that it's unhealthy and you can get skin cancer and it's very dangerous and the sun hates you and it wants to kill you. This is not a good way to go about things. So hydrogen is everywhere. And also Ananda Bosman, he mentioned a study that was done, and I'm sure I'm butchering it, but the gist of it, the overall gist of it is something like this. They made a shield. They made a box or a small room that was shielded in many layers of protection from cosmic radiation and radiations from Earth and all that stuff. Like, so it was a complete vacuum chamber, and there was nothing inside. But they could shield everything except hydrogen. Hydrogen was the only molecule they couldn't stop from entering. And hydrogen is, according to Ananda Bosman, is 8 cycles per second. It has this oscillation, and that was inside that chamber. So they couldn't stop that from entering the chamber, no matter what they did physically. And so what was found out is that this hydrogen atom was in and out of existence in the 3rd dimensional reality, and it was visiting all the other higher dimensional realities and coming back again and out and back. And so it's oscillating in between all these higher levels of existence, in and out. And because of that, it can move through anything, any material. And so they basically found out that hydrogen is a multi-dimensional molecule. And if you want to go and learn more about this in depth, you should check out Ananda Bosman's material, his books, because there's, if I sit and try to learn how to recite and repeat all that stuff, it's just going to sound like empty, dry science. It's needed for many of us, and for some of us, we just need to know that it's multidimensional. And so it's multidimensional, it's everywhere in the universe, all stars are creating it, life is seeded from hydrogen. And so you gotta have to come to the conclusion that it's pretty essential for life. And it's a very important molecule to at least try to understand and maybe even utilize and tap into in your own daily life in some way or form, right? So that's why I think hydrogen is important. Also, hydrogen is intelligent. There's an extreme intelligence with hydrogen that I have never heard of. For example, so Dr. Jack Kruse, he spoke about inside the cell. So we have basically electricity running through our body, and the amount of electricity running through our body is determined by the health of your cell. And it's not necessarily more electricity is better, or less, too little, you die. For example, cancer cells are extremely low level of electricity. Healthy cell is, I don't remember how many millivolt. I think it's minus 25 millivolt for a healthy cell, and then it can go up to 50 when it needs to heal and do some stuff. Anyway, the cell is trying to balance itself and stay in an equilibrium regarding the electric charge inside itself, and including all the cells around it. Now, hydrogen has the capacity, and this is the only molecule I've heard of that has the capacity, first of all, to penetrate the cell wall like easily because it's so small. Second, when it enters the cell, what happens is that it's not like a cell is either low energy or high energy. A cell can have a huge environment inside where over there it's low energy, and over there it's too much energy, and here it's perfect. And so it's like there's different areas inside the cell that has different charges and different redox potential. And I heard that from Jack Kruse that the hydrogen atom, the hydrogen molecule, molecular hydrogen, is actually able to go in, and if it goes into a low energy state, low energy area, it will lift up the energy. If it goes to a high energy area, too high, it will reduce it. So this is a sign to me that there's an intelligence going on with this molecule that we have not fully understood yet. So hydrogen is is a universal molecule that is permeating all over the universe in every single square centimeter. And it's also having extreme intelligence. It can upregulate or downregulate. It can penetrate anywhere inside your body. And it is also playing a crucial role in many cellular processes. It will also switch on genes and switch off others. And so when people are ingesting hydrogen, it's actually, they drink the water and it's gone within 15 minutes inside your body, all the hydrogen is gone. And so people are thinking, oh, well, it's not that efficient stuff, but it is, because it goes in and it creates, it switches on and off and creates a whole new program, and then it disappears, but the program remains. And so basically there's a lot of research showing that the effects of ingesting a high dose of hydrogen, let's say you inhale the gas, you drink the water at the same time, then the effects of it can last for days after. So it's very important to understand that even though it's such a fast little sporadic, quick little visit of the hydrogen itself, it leaves a huge mark and imprint in the body. And this is where I think most people, they misunderstand the health benefits of hydrogen. Also remember that to hydrate, we cannot talk about hydrogen without talking about water, because water is oxygen and two hydrogen and one oxygen, H2O. To hydrate with water, hydration is coming from the word hydrogen. So actually the body has a thirst for hydrogen. So when you're drinking, you're actually trying to get hydrogen. So that is the hydration part of the water. And what they found out is, and this is also from Dr. Jack Kruse, is that the mitochondria is actually capable of, so it's using hydrogen in its ATP process to create heat and cellular processes, all that stuff. So hydrogen is essential for that. And so the human physiology is geared towards actually burning hydrogen for fuel. And the mitochondria is able to take a water molecule and split it, so there's an oxygen released, and then it uses the hydrogen. And so, and then it can actually further down the road put it back again. So the mitochondria inside your cell can actually create more water, which is really, really trippy. That means you can actually hydrate yourself without drinking water if your mitochondria is working the way they're supposed to. So I didn't know that. That was pretty wild. It was pretty wild when I read that, and when I heard about that. It's pretty wild. Okay, so I'm gonna be jumping a little bit back and forward between the science, the metaphysical, and then later we're gonna go into much more practical about the machines, and also if there's any pills you can take and what you can do to bump up your own hydrogen as well.